yourself walking into one of the bedrooms of your house in the morning and discovering this. Yes, exactly. I was pretty concerned. I thought it was our good old friend here, and I wasn't sure if it was the cat or even worse, something else. But thankfully it wasn't. I'll just show you what actually it turned out to be. Someone in our house had fallen asleep with chocolate biscuits on their bed, which isn't great. Thankfully, I discovered the chocolate biscuits, removed those, but obviously you can see it's left quite a mess. It's done it in 2 places. That's not as bad. This is pretty horrendous. I am so confident in our products that I have left this for 6 months so that we can see how well they fare on old chocolate stains. I'm going to scrape it off with a knife first, just a little bit, because it's still all a bit lumpy, and then I'm going to tackle it with some of our products. As you can see, using the knife has managed to help me scrape most of the surface chocolate off, but you must remember this stain has been around for 6 months, and the duvet cover, I should say, hasn't been in the washing machine at all since the accident took place. I'm going to tackle this particular stain here with my very favourite product, which is Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover. I know on the front it says it gets rid of wine, fake tan and ink, but it actually gets rid of a whole lot of other things, and more than is mentioned on here. I don't know if you can see down here, it says red wine, fake tan, ink, grass stains, chocolate, so it should be all right for this, tea, coffee, plus much more. So it says it gets rid of chocolate, so let's see if it actually does. Just before I do that, I'll just show you what else it says. It works on most fabrics, carpets, upholstery and clothing. The Ultimate Stain Remover's highly concentrated formula will remove most stains from all types of surfaces. So you just spray onto the area, allow time to work and then wipe away. It's also perfect as a pre-wash stain remover for clothing. Apply to areas, then pop in the washing machine at normal temperatures. And there's some tips for use on carpets as well. It does suggest that you apply it to a test area to check for compatibility, but I'm a risk taker and I'm quite happy just to go crazy at this point with it. So let's see how the Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover performs on chocolate. I'm going to spray it like crazy here. If I can do this with my left hand whilst holding a camera. That's it. I'm going to give it a thorough soaking. Of course, for some reason, it's not coming out as well. Right, that's much better. I'm able to spray it. Main problem is I'm not left-handed, and I was trying to spray it with my left hand and I just couldn't get the spray to come out. Right, I'm being pretty thorough here, as you can see. I pretty much soaked it. Let's go over it again. I think the secret now is just to leave it a bit before we put it in the wash. I don't know if it's done a lot. It looks a little bit paler, but it's actually really hard to tell. So I think only time will tell, and putting it in the washing machine, whether it has managed to get rid of 6-month-old chocolate. To try this lesser stain with a different Kleeneze product. This time I'm going to use Kleeneze Remove and Refresh, which comes in this aerosol can. It's actually designed for cleaning and restoring carpets and rugs, but it can also be used on fabrics, and I have seen some good results from other people, particularly on shirt collars. I'll just show the back. I don't know if you can see this, it says it can actually work on rugs, clothing, furniture, wooden flooring, painted surfaces, leather and glass, PVC, cookers, cars, bikes, patios, decking, and then it says it tackles red wine, sauces, shoe polish, chocolate again, that's good, fake tan, makeup, grease, oil, dirt and grime, and much more. Now this particular product is supposed to bring the stain to the surface without making things too wet, and that's particularly how you use it on a carpet, and you can vacuum up afterwards. I'm still going to put this in the washing machine, but I'm going to still give it a good spray, see if it pulls any of the stain up now before I put it in the wash. I'm just giving it a good shake. And then I'm going to spray. This comes out like a foam. It's quite cool actually. There we go. That's probably sufficient. I'm just going to leave that for a bit and we'll come back later and see if anything's happened. It's now about 24 hours later and as you can see, not a lot has happened to the big stain. Now it was quite resistant. I might give it a bit of a rub in a minute and apply a bit more before it goes in the wash. This is the one that had the Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover on it. Now looking at the other stain, the smaller stain, it looks like it's got a tiny bit darker, but that is the nature of the Remove and Refresh spray. It tends to draw the stain out of things. So I'm not going to rub at that. I might just use a tissue to see if I can get any. So let's start with the big stain first, which doesn't seem to have shifted very much, but it hasn't been in the wash yet, so I still hope. This is the Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover, and I'm just going to spray a little bit more on, and then I'm going to agitate the stain a bit, see if that helps. Right, I'll just get a damp cloth and see if we can get any of the stain out. I'm hoping the washing machine's going to do it all, and the stain remover. This is a hard bit, doing this with one hand whilst holding a phone. Oh, it's coming out a bit. You can see it's gone a little bit paler. It's not quite as bad now, is it? So there is potential hope. I'm just going to spray that a little bit more. Oh wait, just a bit more's coming out. Right, I'm just going to give that a bit more of a spray before that goes in the wash. We'll just have to wait and see really. Now I'll move on to the other stain, which is over here, and for this one I'm just going to get a tissue and try and pull a little bit of this stain up, the chocolate. I don't know how well this will work. Yeah, it's not moving very much. I think it's because it dried out, to be honest. I'm just going to get the Remove and Refresh and I'm going to give that another spray. So this is the Remove and Refresh, which is designed for carpets. I quite enjoy this one. I'm just going to shake it up and give it a bit of a spray. I have to say, this is really fun to use. I think I'd like to use this on lots of things because the foam expands and it's got a lovely smell. I think it's lemon. So we have the larger stain here, which has had Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover on it. I'll just remind you what that is. And we have the smaller stain over here, which has had Kleeneze Remove and Refresh, which is often used for carpets and rugs, but it does also work on other things. It's now ready to go in the washing machine. Just so I can find the stains later, I have marked them with rubber bands. So this larger stain that used Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover, I've put a pink rubber band just underneath. I was going to put it round the stain, but I don't want to inhibit its movement in the washing machine, which might actually help the stain to be removed. And for the smaller stain, I have used a purple rubber band just underneath it. And you can see where I've sprayed it. I actually sprayed a tiny bit more around the area just because I thought there were a few darker patches, and we'll just have to see how it goes. The duvet cover has been through the wash and it's now dried. As you can see, this is where the Kleeneze Ultimate Stain Remover was applied. if we just look closely, there's still a tiny trace of chocolate, but not very much. And I did wonder if it was just because the rubber band was here and it didn't allow the material to move freely in the wash. I'm just going to pull the rubber band off. After removing the rubber band, I can see small parts of the stain still remaining. It's not very much. I'll try and zoom in. It's an awful lot better than it was, and considering this was a 6-month-old chocolate stain, I think it's done pretty well. If we look at the other stain, this was the smaller stain. The rubber band fell off, but I know which part of the pattern it was on. I made note of that. It has completely gone, which is amazing really. I'm pretty convinced that the Remove and Refresh is a good option for this particular stain. So I'm going to spray Remove and Refresh over this last outstanding bit and just put it all back in the wash for 30 minutes. As you can see, for the second wash, which was only 30 minutes at 30 degrees C, the stain that originally had the Ultimate Stain Remover put on it, and then for the next wash had some Remove and Refresh added, is still remaining ever so slightly, you can see, but it's a billion times better than what it was. I do wonder if I put Remove and Refresh on and put it through the hotter, longer wash like I did with the other stain, whether that might go completely. As you can see, this is where the Remove and Refresh was used for the first longer, hotter wash, and then a little bit more added before this half-hour 30-degree wash, and the chocolate has completely gone. I think if I was going to tackle an old chocolate stain, I think I'd use Remove and Refresh. I'd leave it on for a reasonable amount of time and put it in a hot wash, because that seems to have been successful. I hope this is helpful anyway. Just a very quick reminder, this is the Kleeneze Remove and Refresh that completely got rid of the stain. 6-month-old chocolate. I think that's pretty impressive actually. Thank you for watching.